as a way to ease into our coverage of the in the city, we're taking on Summer House season 10, the whole thing, but not individually, as chunks.
This is not fun. Summer should be fun. Amanda, not fun.
This is But I'll Take a Pinot Grigio in the Summer House. We're going to talk about episodes 1 through 8. It's going to be a little longer than normal. We're probably going to try to get as much as we can in. Next week, we're going to take 9 through 14?
15.
15.
Yes.
Then the week after that, we will cover the finale and then the In the City premiere because they back to back. And then after that, we'll talk about the reunion. And then In the City, we'll have our full attention. But we have decided to get into the melee.
We're going to do the work for you. If you haven't watched season 10, no worries about it. Sundi and I are going to give you all the info you need to know.
Yeah, it's a too long didn't read situation.
Right.
But don't worry, Emily and I did read it. I'm Sundi, pop culture professor, self-proclaimed expert on all things but intros. I'm here with Emily.
And I'm Emily, former socialite adjacent person, provide color commentary. And also, this is so in my wheelhouse because in my previous life, before I was married and before I was a psychologist and all those things, I lived in New York. I worked in the fashion industry as an assistant buyer for Ralph Lauren. And I actually had a share in a summer house one year.
She dropped this knowledge on me right before we started. And she's like, no, I
swear
told
I told you this.
Ma'am, you have never once. We have been talking about Summer House for weeks. Not one time did you say, oh, I had a share house.
I swear I dropped that on you.
No, I have known this woman for 30 years. I heard it new news tonight.
I mean, now, full disclosure, our summer share was on Fire Island. It wasn't out in the Hamptons, okay? But it was a damn fun summer, and I have pictures.
Yeah, stay tuned for content, y'all.
To prove some of the things. Some of them we might need to put straight to the shedder before my children see them, but most of them are okay. These are going to be some, real wide-ranging photos.
I cannot wait.
All right. So, I have been an active avoider of this whole summer house nonsense because I just really have been off of this.
Because you're snooty as fuck?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I've been off of this reality train for a little while. But I have to say, all right, for Sundi, I was like, okay, I'll take the sacrifice. I'll dive back into this. And I am hooked. I am hooked, y'all. Oh, my God.
I told you. And it's a bummer that Paige is not here. I know that Paige can seem off-putting at first, but she really was a value add to that. And so it's a real bummer that she is not here because I cannot even imagine what she would be doing to Kyle in these early episodes. She would be eating him alive. There would be no way he would survive.
For sure. No, I think honestly, and apologies to Paige because part of why I was anti-Summer House was that I had a very different perception of her because I used to watch Southern Charm.
Yes.
And, when you, and I knew Craig. And so I just saw the whole Craig-Paige dynamic. And quite frankly, on his show, she seemed kind of whiny and needy and a bummer.
And a bit distant and kind of above it all.
Yeah. But then, so I went back and actually watched seasons 8 and 9 in addition to 10, just to kind of give myself the background. And I really like Paige. And it turns out, hey, Craig was actually the one who was kind of a whiny bummer.
Craig is the problem. All right. So we're going to run through. This is probably going to be a little bit of a longer one. So y'all stay with us. But I think it's important for us to talk about, number one, Kyle and Amanda announced their separation in January of this year, January 19th, 2026. Okay. Season 10 that we're watching right now premieres on February 3rd. Okay. And then the Amanda and West rumor started happening in that last week of March, and then they released their joint statement on March 31st. So you have to think that they had an awareness of how they were going to come across. And so for every episode, I kind of marked when it aired and what was happening. And if you guys are anything like me, we were fully on Amanda's side because Kyle was acting however he was until all of this dropped. And then we had to really rewatch. So
Yeah.
Emily and I have rewatched this season through the lens of what we know about Amanda and Kyle.
Yeah, and it's very different. I mean, it really is interesting to see both, like how the Bravo editors, the producers, like the spin that they kind of give us versus what's coming out online and all the speculation and the things that have been confirmed and whatnot. And it's just very interesting to kind of look at it with a little bit different eyes. And particularly, there were so many things that, kind of would not have even really struck me as being meaningful until we know about the Amanda West situation. And then it's like, oh.
So I follow.
That was interesting that there was a lingering touch there.
Or a lingering touch,
or her face about certain things when he's talking about other girls and stuff. Like, it's very interesting to watch it now.
I follow a creator on TikTok. She is Prozac Barbie, and doesn't sound like she would be, a scathing cultural critic, but she is. And she talks a lot about this, and she has helped me to go back and really zone in on some of the things that were obviously glaring. But my question is, Emily, and you and I had this conversation a little bit over text. When did the Bravo editors go back and start to re-edit?
Yeah.
How far back did they go? Because I watched the season in real time, but kind of like halfway. I'd have it on when I was in and out doing dishes or laundry or grading or whatever. And so I wouldn't have my full eyes on it. And so now when I'm watching it, how much of this has been retooled? I mean, we'll never know, I guess, but.
I don't know, but I agree with many, many, many of the fans online. Bravo, release every bit of footage. I will pay for it, pay-per-view, like it's fight night. I will throw a big-ass party over here, and we will have summer house viewing of the cutting room floor scenes. I want energy. All of it. I want to know all.
For episode 8. Save this energy for episode 8, because that's where it really starts to ramp up.
That is where it ramps up.
But we start out in episode 1, which is in real time. It's in
Red,
July.
White, and Nude.
That's right. It's in July of 2025.
Yeah. Red, White, and Nude is the title. I subtitled it, Bleep You, Carl.
Yeah. Carl.
But I love Carl, but that was just a funny thing that came on, that somebody said at first.
I know people have a lot of feelings about Carl. I'm going to miss him. I really wish that he was in the city. Lindsay Hubbard is my one true love, but I am going to miss Carl.
He very much grew on me in this season. I was kind of about him before, but I will say with season 10, I just love to see anyone who's doing the work on themselves and who's actively trying to make their lives better, who recognizes they maybe have some bullshit that they need to deal with and process. I love to see that. And I genuinely think that he's, a decent person. And
me too.
Regardless of what, went down, okay, just because you have a broken engagement and there were, some fights and some this and that and whatever with Lindsay and with other people, that can happen to just about anybody. I mean, we've all been through a breakup, and, better that they figured it out before they got married,
Thank God the bottom depths of some of my breakups were not being televised, because I don't think I'd have come back for it.
Right.
But I think it bears the most mention is that Carl's sober journey is really what has informed his growth as a person, because this man did not used to be as, evolved and soft as he is now.
For sure.
But the first weekend they're coming, and I believe it's July 4th.
Yep.
And
4th of July weekend.
Right. So a few things that we need to kind of just get out of the way. So if you are new to Summer House, there are some things that you need to understand. Number one, who shares a room and who gets the room is important. So Kyle and Amanda always get the primary bedroom, primary suite with the ensuite bathroom. The parties and the outfits have become increasingly more elaborate. Depending on who you ask, whether it's Bravo producers that pay for it or if it's them doing it, Sierra is always the costume queen.
Yeah.
She's always going to come on. But it's just a lot of waste.
So what I read online was that Bravo, because this is like the set, basically, Bravo is actually paying for the house for the summer.
Okay.
Is what I read. This is
Right.
my online research.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
guys come at me if you've got different facts out there, but then the parties they pay for themselves. Like, so when they come up with these ideas, but what I was reading was that they kind of split it. Like they usually kind of keep like basically a spreadsheet of like expenses for the summer. And I think Bravo pays for like the majority of like maybe their groceries, like I think they give them like grocery lists, like have Red Bulls on hand,
don't forget about Loverboy. Loverboy is always on hand.
Okay, I do have a question about the Loverboy. Like, I mean, is this why Kyle's company is bankrupt? Because we're seeing cases that he's giving them for free, or is Bravo actually paying for that? That one I could not.
Loverboy was
down.
lucrative for a very long while. Like Loverboy was so lucrative that it gave birth to Flower Boy, which is a non-alcoholic. They don't say this because I'm not too sure if like whatever the rules around marijuana are.
I was gonna say that sounds like a THC drink.
It is
flower.
It is Flower Boy. It is, I believe, is a THC. They call it non-alc, but it's THC.
Right.
And so it was so successful that it gave birth to it. But we don't have it here. I've looked for it in a couple places. Maybe it's not where I shop, but it's kind of like a tea, like a alcoholic tea.
Right. Hard tea is
hard tea, seltzery, kind of, you know, high noon, but not with vodka. So Summer 25 is where we're at. Everybody's like really hyping this first episode. The room sharing really depicts a bit of a hierarchy, like I was saying. So West and Jesse have to share a room as more people come and go. There's some things. We meet some new people.
Yep.
Here. KJ, who I love him so much.
I'm liking him a lot.
I said this I was on Vanderpump Rob's podcast earlier in the week about Southern hospitality. So much is being made of the West, Amanda, Kyle situation. We have a professional skateboarder in the house here who is smart and handsome and kind and
yeah, I know. And also, I just love that I didn't even notice the first couple of episodes, because it's like model / skateboarder. And then I just noticed partway through, I'm like, wait, hold on. He's a skateboarder? Are we not going to discuss that ever? Like, really? Because it has not really come up in the 8 episodes so far. But okay. All right, Bravo.
So KJ Bailey, which you had some feelings about Bailey initially. Where are you at on Bailey right now? In episode 8, we've watched 1 through 8. Where are you at on Bailey?
Okay, so Bailey really rubbed me the wrong way for the first few episodes.
A lot of people.
I was just like, oh God, you are really obnoxious. Also, it is super painful watching her attempt to flirt. Ma'am, you are, I'm sorry, but what? Like, how are you this person and this is your way of flirting? Like, I feel like she's like talking about farts and she's like, that was flirting. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Did you get it? Did you see, was that cute?
What a crime for a woman to look like this and then be so ill-equipped to execute a flirty conversation with the opposite sex.
I'm thinking maybe because she is so pretty. Like, because she is just a genuinely, like, beautiful. Like, you would see her and be like, that's a really beautiful girl. I'm wondering if she's just far too pretty. Like, I always joke to Sundi, thank God that I wasn't that attractive as a child and a teenager.
Girl.
Like, because I had to develop a personality.
Yeah, I had to be smart because I wasn't so hot. Yeah.
But like, maybe because she's always been pretty and always kind of had a boyfriend.
Well,
'cause she strikes me as that serial relationship person.
We learn a little bit about the boyfriend too. I think that also has a lot to do with it. It was sort of her past. Remember, she cries on night 1.
Yes.
She cries in there. And so she's obviously a tender soul.
Yes.
But I think as the episodes go on, some of the things that she did, some giant missteps, come back to sort of vindicate her. And we'll get to those in a minute. But what about Levi?
Who?
Exactly. I knew you were going to say it. That is why I set you up. You see what I did there, people? I set her up. She knocked it down.
This is literally what I wrote down. New brunette. That's the entirety of my notes about Levi in all, like, at least the first 4 episodes. That is...
I think that deserves a little bit of, like, diving into, because what happened to Levi? Is she going to be on in the city? Is that why they're saving her?
It's a good question. I mean, so again, I did some internet research. Some of the things that I was, seeing, because, like, there are people out there asking the same question. Like, who's this girl? Like, she's supposedly a castmate, but, like, we don't know anything about her. She doesn't have confessionals. Like,
that's right.
I mean, like, there's really no diving into her. And what I was reading, some people's theories on it are just basically that, like, she just didn't maybe add that much to the storyline. So, like, even some of her stuff that, like, maybe they had just sort of got cut, because she just wasn't adding a lot. Like,
that's a burn.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe it was a Dara from Ladies of London situation, in which she signed up for something that she didn't realize what she was signing up for, and then had to walk
I have not heard that.
I don't know. That's just my conjecture.
So I don't know about that. But yeah, but she really, the most memorable thing about her happens in the next episode, where a goat steps on her face at a party. So that was it.
Okay. Well, thank you for making that note, because I did not make it to my recap. And then we get Australian Bachelor Ben. I need to go back and watch Ben's season. I'm notorious for watching some Australian reality TVs in my downtime.
I do love an Australian show.
Love an Australian. Y'all,
terrible.
Married at First Sight Australia is one of the best shows I've ever. It's so good.
She's so wrong.
Ben,
we will die disagreeing on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ben, like, I liked him at first. I mean, I do love an Australian.
Yeah,
they always seem to be pretty
cute.
Good time.
He's very cute.
Okay, he's cute, but calm down. Like, they're all like, oh my God, he's so hot. Oh my God, he's like the hottest. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. Like, all right, I mean, yeah, he's good looking, but, like, calm down. I mean,
Emily acting like she's not losing her panties for an accent. Ma'am, do not be above it all.
I do love an accent.
You know that this man in person, I would be begging for it.
Probably in person, he's probably more like,
So
compelling.
The first party is the county fair. Okay, and I guess what we need to understand is Kyle and Amanda are Mr. and Mrs. Send It.
And they hate each other. Like, they low-key hate each other. We know this from, like, the moment they walk in the door,
and aside from anything that we've learned after the fact, in the bubble of episode 1, especially Amanda hates him. I'm not adding any kind of commentary yet, but she fucking hates him.
Yeah.
Ciara and West, they come into the season not so much on good terms. Now, this is where I start to get my back up a little bit. Like, West comes into this season wanting to make it right with Ciara. Like, that is right. That is a lot of conversation happens around making it fucking right with Ciara.
Yeah, and Ciara comes in and she's like, I think she's been on vacation and she's feeling very positive about stuff. And she's like, all right, let's, whatever. Like, she's guarded, but, like, let's have a fun summer kind of thing.
Right.
And yeah.
And West and Jesse are good friends. And one of the things that I really like about the Summer House cast is that they do spend time together outside of filming. Yeah. And Jesse and West have spent time together outside of filming. So we meet the new kids, and, Amanda says this thing about, all I've ever wanted was for him to stop going out and partying, and he found a career that he does just that.
Yeah.
And her version of the story is that he started DJing to spite her. Now, remember, y'all, this aired February 3rd. We don't know anything about anything. We are still firmly ignorant of Amanda's wrongdoings. And so all we see is what we see on the screen. And so what do you make of this business where he does it as a retaliatory act, and all she wanted him to do was stop going out and drinking, and now he's career going out drinking?
I'm just a little like, I don't know, anybody who consistently is like, oh, I'm the victim and everything that my partner does is specifically against me. Like, all right, maybe reframe things just a little. Like, take your glasses off for a second and try to look at the big point of view. You know? Because I doubt that he was, I mean, I don't think anyone who is married to someone is going to go, I'm going to go do this to really fuck with him. Unless, like, you're really, like,
I think,
in a War of the Roses situation.
The bigger
or
question
but
is,
like, to me, like, he talks about his money struggles so much throughout this season.
That's the headline.
So, and he's like, well, the DJing is actually bringing in money. So I can sort of see that. But like, sir, you are 43.
I was just about to ask you.
Just decided to become a DJ.
Tell me what you make of the 43-year-old as a burgeoning
I mean,
DJ.
that's a little cringe. Just like, even like, don't even talk to me about Kyle specifically. But I'm sorry, sir. At 43, you have just now decided you're going to go become a DJ. Like,
yeah,
right.
You talk about Amanda like playing a victim too. Kyle does it as well. And
yeah,
but the thing is, the dynamic is that Amanda, and she sets us up for like a later episode. She's constantly jabbing at him. She's constantly like saying these like mean things. And then so Kyle gets this real like hung dog puppy situation where he's like, well, Amanda just doesn't really like me, doesn't really want to do anything. And then he loses his temper. She low-key comes at him. He loses his temper. And then everybody kind of rallies around her because he fucking pops off and says mean shit to her.
Right. And, I mean, I have been in the past, I have been in relationships with a narcissist where they needle you privately, like they're like constantly pushing your buttons. And then so they do one small thing out in public and, you kind of like lose your cool and then you look like you're the one who's like, can't hold on. So
to clarify, in this situation,
I'm saying
with
Amanda's
Amanda,
the narcissist.
Amanda
who's
is
like,
too.
yeah, I'm saying that she's needling him on the side a whole bunch. And then when everyone's around, she's like, let me push him over the edge. And then he just loses his shit. And now that does not justify him losing his shit.
No,
okay?
Of course not. But reactive abuse is a real thing.
I'm just saying that, I feel like now looking at it with this different lens, that some of him like kind of exploding in these things where you're kind of like,
girl,
that seems very weird and out of like, like a much bigger reaction to something than it should be. It kind of makes you wonder, yeah, but like, what did he already sense? Like, what did he know was going on? He makes
so many comments about feeling invisible, and she doesn't care that I'm here. But I need to check in with you about this goddamn rumor about how he fell asleep at a fan's house and came stumbling in at 6 a.m.
No.
That
not buying that. Sorry.
Outrageous.
Sorry, Kyle.
I think he was at a fan's house.
I think he was at a fan's house too.
Falling asleep part of it. I mean, that is, you're a married person. They've been married 4 years.
That would absolutely not fly for me at all. But that's not my relationship. I'm not in it, so like whatever.
Well,
but
that's the thing.
I don't think that
they're
was
making it our business.
Yeah,
like, let's not do any sort of like dancing around. They're making it our business. They're also making it the business of everybody in that house because.
Which is so uncomfortable.
It is. And my question is,
can you not deal with this?
What's it like at home? What?
Right.
Are they like, it's a Wednesday night at 8:00 and what are they doing? She's watching, Dateline and he's what?
He's apparently like getting high and sitting in a messy house, according to him. And he's out prepping for his DJ gig. You know?
So, and it bears mentioning this is our first summer without both Paige and Lindsay, who are two queens that just will never, ever die.
Yes. So what about this 4th of July party, though, that they have on this first episode?
The county fair. And this
the county fair, yeah.
That was the phrase, right? So this was Carl's, or was it West? No, it was West's, right?
The party?
Yeah, the party. They always sort of like assume a...
Yeah, it feels like one person kind of takes charge of like a theme party for the season,
and it's because Sierra was really getting moony out about how he had animals. And she just
that's right. So it was West's party because like he did that specifically as a way to like, getting good with her.
Right.
Or whatever.
That matters.
And then West is like, I'm just loving Sierra's energy. I was like, no, sir. You have had your opportunity. You can love her energy as much as you want, but no.
Many people smarter than me have talked about how this man is so out of her. Like, she is so out of his league. He is
For
so
sure.
below her. Like, this woman is one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen. And this lump of mayonnaise is coming in here, like, hurting her feelings. Like, sir.
Sundi, those inflatable palm trees are out of West League.
Agreed.
Okay, all right. Levi, who we know zero about other than her name, is out of West League. Okay, like, I mean, I'm sorry. I did not really get the attraction to him on season 8 when he came on there. I was like, okay, I mean, maybe he's fun, and definitely I am more of a personality driven than like just an exclusively looks driven
and I think
person, but like,
I think Sierra is sort of that mind too, right? But he was like, I have no expectations. Well, then stop working towards a goal then, sir.
Right.
If you don't have any expectations, stop working towards a goal. And this is where season 1 ends, with Amanda in the pool, right? There's a tiny little snip with Amanda's in the pool skinny dipping.
Okay, she was not skinny dipping though.
Right.
Everything that I saw, now maybe there's footage that we didn't see, but everything I saw, yeah, she went down to her bra and panties, which were nude, and we all know once you hop in a pool that's going to become a little see-through. But I did take a little bit of issue with Kyle getting so worked up about you were in there naked. You were just naked with everybody. Yeah. Well, okay, but she wasn't. I mean, she was in
a house in which they have all been naked together many
times, right? Yeah.
So this is episode 10, Stone Cold Truth. It aired February 10th, right?
Episode 10?
Episode 2, sorry. Season 10, episode 2.
I was and like, it aired. We really fast forwarded. I haven't gotten there yet. Yeah. Okay, episode
February 10th. So we are still, firmly seeing it unfold in a mostly objective situation. Yeah. We are not mad at Amanda yet.
And I subtitled this one, I Just Want to Eat Shrimp and Die Alone.
Yeah, same girl. So this is when Kyle is not the thing. He's not mad at her skinny dipping.
Right.
He's mad at her because she's having fun when he's not around. And when he is around, she is a giant fucking grump who cannot get out of her own way and is just mad at the world. But the minute he gets out of frame, she's like, woohoo, I love my life.
Right.
That's what Kyle's mad at.
Yeah.
Like, it's not something, it's a tough situation because he's feeling left out. But the way he talks about her when they go out is tough.
Oh, yeah. No. I mean, I'm sorry, Kyle. Like, I have more sympathy for you now, but this episode, Kyle, you sucked.
That's so bad.
Like, you were so bad.
I mean, just airing her business.
I don't even know that the editing is necessarily what we can blame this on. Like, you said these things.
Yes.
So
she's a slob. She smokes pot all the time.
Right.
The house is disgusting. He even asked her mom to come over and like, sir, you could clean up. Like,
right.
Well, what are you doing?
Right.
You could clean up. And she overhears it, and that just adds fuel to her already very specific hatred. She hates this man.
She really does.
She hates this man.
And there is a point. I mean, when you're in a bad relationship and you should have filed for divorce, you should have left, or you broken up, whatever, like you can reach a point where it's like the hatred is so strong that like that's the only emotion you can think of. And so, yeah, they should have split up. Also, no one had any sunscreen to put on all day.
They're so sunburned.
No one had any sunscreen. I have never seen redder faces and backs in my entire life. Like, I mean,
people.
Like, come on, man. Y'all are in, like, this is not a bunch of, like, 21-year-olds in this share house. These are 30-year-old up to 40-year-old people.
Listen.
Buy some SPF.
I'm going to tell you.
Just walk around and spray it on everybody.
Who is looking for the sunscreen? It's Kyle. He's 43. He looks so good. His body is jacked. His skin looks great. He works hard. Whatever he's doing, he looks great.
Yeah, he does look good to be 43. I agree.
I mean, for sure.
Yeah.
Bailey's crushing on Ben. We don't really care about that.
Right.
And
this is where Levi gets her face stepped on by a goat.
Because, okay.
Well, I had to go back and rewind to figure out what happened because there's just all of a sudden, like, she's sitting in bed talking with Bailey and she's got this huge crescent red mark, like, on her cheekbone.
Didn't even notice.
And I was like, wait, what the fuck happened to her face? And then I realized... So one of the little animals that he got for the party, she was laying on the ground playing or something.
Yes,
and the
I do
goat
remember.
Comes over and just basically like stepped on her face.
This is the episode in which we start to see Jesse kind of maybe starting to feel Sierra a little
I
bit.
think he's always been feeling Sierra.
Maybe.
I mean,
it's out
season
loud.
8 when he first came on, like, you know, I know he hit on Paige like first, but like he also was kind of like, you know, hey Sierra, but like
this is gross. It's gross. This is his homeboys, like
the whole
weird thing. It's just so gross.
I actually made Foy watch these first couple of episodes.
How'd that go over?
I say made. He offered to. Well, his comment on episode 2 was, it's like watching a family of gorillas. So
this is how I know they're prepping us for In the City, because they pop back and forth. This has never happened before in any previous seasons of Summer House. And they don't spend any time in the city. But because we're trying to ramp up, we get back. Lindsay's a mom. Kyle is like unloading to her, and he's, you know, sad that she's this and this and this. And Lindsay never won to get the wool pulled over her eyes. She's like, well, what are you doing? Like,
right.
What's happening in this like frame? What are you doing? Because the man is 43 years old, going out to college campuses, staying out all night.
Yeah.
Drinking and just carousing.
Yeah. So, I mean, and here is where I still was feeling a lot of sympathy for Amanda because, okay, they've been married for like 4 years, and she keeps saying, like, in multiple episodes, she's kind of made the comment, like, this just isn't where I thought my life was going to be, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I could see that. I mean, she is younger than Kyle is. I think she's like 9 years younger than him.
She is.
But so she's like early to mid 30s. She is right in that prime biological clock is ticking. I could totally see her feeling like, we've been married a few years. He's in his 40s. Like, why are we not planning a family and making like, you know, and like grown up kind of plans and decisions, as opposed to continuing to do a share house on the summers where we party, and then you're going out DJing.
Blotto drunk,
you know,
every night.
Exactly.
We get a little bit more information about him falling asleep at a fan's apartment. Y'all, this clip came out before the season was released, and so everybody wanted Kyle's head on a platter. Like, nobody was ever on Amanda's side. I mean, it was on Kyle's side. But, you know, we get more information, too, about the monetary lucrativeness of the DJ. This man.
Yeah, and he has put $500,000 of his own money into Loverboy to make payroll. I mean, he tells us that several different times.
He does, and he's guaranteed a loan,
right? Which he still owns like $2 million on.
So, I mean, he's in deep.
Yeah,
he's in deep, and I can understand how that would be, you know, pressing on.
But Sundi, all right, you're married. If your wife had a $2 million loan on a business, wouldn't you be freaking about that too? Like, I feel like Amanda, like, ma'am, where are you on your concern level?
I agree with
this. Like, y'all are a married couple. He may have been the one who signed it, but y'all are going to be on the hook for this together. This is going to affect your lives. Like, what?
I don't think she wants to know.
How do you have not like zero concerns about this?
I think that she wants it both ways. Like, she wants to pretend like, oh, Kyle, you're so distant. Oh, Kyle, I'm only thinking about you. But then when Kyle wants to talk to her about the
serious
giant
stuff,
things, she's like, oh, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. And, you know, I have never paid much attention to Amanda because she has just always read Pick Me Horse Girl to me.
She is definitely not a leader. Like, I think, you know, I'm not all the way through with the season. I mean, I'm not even up to date, really. I've still got a couple more episodes to catch up to where it is in real time. But my take on Amanda, having watched a couple of seasons now and then most of this season, is that she's definitely not a leader. She's a follower, you know? And I think that, like, I think she thought that this was going to be, like, her season, you know? And because I get a lot of vibes off of her sometimes where it almost feels like she's trying to, like, channel Paige kind of behavior or comments, you know, or like, I don't know, maybe she's trying to channel Lindsay in some manner or something, because Lindsay and Paige are big personalities. Like, they're leaders. They're like, you know, kind of a take charge, and people are going to want to gravitate around them. But yeah, Amanda, this season is not showcasing.
It's not it.
It's showcasing what a, like, blah person she is.
So
Like, there's just not much
This
to
is a
her.
hard-hitting question. Do you believe that her and West were already doing something? Remember, this was July 4th last year.
Last summer?
Yeah. Do you believe that her and West were involved in some kind of way at this point?
I don't think that there was anything physical with them at that point, but I do question whether there was already some sort of an emotional affair going on.
Maybe too. And which that breaks my heart for Kyle, because Kyle thinks that West is just
his boy.
Yes.
And
that he is also being like available emotionally to Amanda.
Right.
And that's what the whole betrayal of it is there. And so definitely gonna come back to that. We also meet Mia, who, listen, Mia is one of the most beautiful people I've ever met in my life. That body is banging. Like, what are you doing? And this is the very first season that we've ever had 3 people of color, 3 black people. KJ's the first black man, and Mia and Ciara. This is when they sit around talking about their like black experience and how my mom had to have a talk and my dad had a talk with me. And that's brand new for Summer House.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a thing that Summer House takes on.
Well, I mean, about time. Like, I mean, this is a definite, you know, I mean, this is the world we live in. And sadly, like, I'm glad that they are discussing this. I'm glad that they're giving room on the platform for Mia and Ciara and KJ to talk about this, because, you know, I mean, you and I have kind of similar upbringings. I mean, audience, if you haven't seen our pictures, we are white middle-aged women,
white ladies,
and who grew up in the South. So there are just certain things that honestly in the last, you know, decade or whatever have been eye-opening to me about, you know, people that I'm friends with, that I feel like, you know, we have comparable lives and stuff, that tell me, well, I mean, I have sons that are, you know, black males. I have to tell them certain things, you know, because I don't want them, you know, I worry about my male children as well, but I don't worry about them, you know, some of the same problems.
Right. And I wonder too.
So I'm glad that they talked about it.
Talking about how it's been recut. I wonder if they didn't go back and recut some of the stuff, especially after Ciara talks about how much blowback she's getting for getting, quote, played by a white man on TV, and how they had to balance out that conversation. I don't know. More will be made of it too, but this is where Kyle tries to apologize at the table.
Oh, Kyle.
And he's drunk enough to where he can't get himself together.
This was my note. I say, Kyle is a whiny baby who is on an apology tour. And when Amanda does not fall at his feet when he makes this apology in front of the group, sir, that's not who you need to make the apology to. You need to make the apology to Amanda one-on-one.
For sure.
All right?
They're very cool. They've been married almost 5 years. Like, this just was not it, Kyle. This was not it. But I don't love when people were laughing at him. That felt a little isolating. And I know that I do make apologies for trashy white men a lot. And that is like, you know, that's my toxic trait. You know, but there's something about Kyle and his contrition, and like, even though he flares up and acts crazy, I think that we are forgetting that in this whole scenario, he got kind of like fucked too.
For sure. For sure. I mean, now, you know, watching these first couple episodes, I don't really know, you know, the whole, like, I didn't know the whole Amanda West thing yet, you know? So this was just like my take on it, and he just seemed like a whiny baby. But I do agree. So he is not faultless in anything at all here, but he's getting a raw end of the deal.
Hold that thought, because we're going to go to episode 3, the apology dunes.
Yeah.
And he is just not helping himself in any way. And this is the appearance of the cardboard cutouts, which much has been made.
Oh my God, those are hilarious.
Much is
terrifying /
in the house. But West is making out like he wants to be with Ciara. Like,
he totally wants to be with Ciara. Like, he is flirting with her.
He wants to enjoy the privilege of having her attention and having her this, but he doesn't want to like devote any real energy to it.
Yeah.
And that's a confusing situation. And
we see more of Jesse really starting to be like,
oh my God,
Ciara, you know, like,
my God. And we see more of Ciara being the best friend she could ever be to Amanda. That is disgusting. And like, even now in hindsight, as I watch, Ciara just pours her love out and pours her protection.
I know.
Amanda, like, I don't know if Amanda can come back on it, but at this point in the series,
you just don't do your girlfriends wrong like
No.
that. I'm sorry. Like, this it's
in
some
this
bullshit.
point in the series, we don't know anything about Amanda's shenanigans, but I want to talk a little bit about this Dunes business where Kyle is like, I want to talk to you. Maybe intimacy, maybe connection, maybe have a personality. Maybe that's what's wrong with us. That is mean. He went hard and mean on camera in front of his friends. That's brutal.
Yeah. And dude, you're saying that when your entire personality is DJ?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I think of him, like, for the first part of this season is like, he's sort of like in the Barbie movie where like the Kens are like, I'm Beach. I'm Beach. He's like, I'm DJ. Well, what do you do? I'm DJ. Like, that's his entire life.
That's so funny. I have a different Barbie reference about West, where West, you know how Ken can't have fun unless Barbie's around?
Right.
It's like West can't have fun unless Ciara's around. That is what Emily and I coming in both with the Barbie references here. But let me just write down. I wrote down what Kyle said to Amanda in the Apology Dunes. Hey, we have an issue with compatibility, common interests, chemistry, intimacy. What about that, Amanda? Can you imagine your husband saying that kind of stuff to you? That is, Emily, that is brutal. But this right here is where I believe they started recutting, because camera cuts to West. Right? Amanda comes away from that conversation. She's not crying. She's not upset. She comes over to West. West feeds her a hot dog. Like, hey, girl, how are you doing? And another clue that I had that they've recut it, they include a lot of fourth wall breaking. Ciara talks about, she's over there talking to blah, blah, blah producer. Oh, no.
I noticed that. Yeah.
That's why I think that's clues.
Because I feel like rarely do they ever say, like, they're talking to a producer right now. But she named her. Like, it was like some specific producer. Like, she's over talking to her.
Kyle comes back and apologizes.
Well, yeah, it is the Apology Dune. So.
Yeah, but
it feels like in these first episodes, it feels like a lot of like her seemingly being reasonable and being like, hey, I'm concerned about your drinking. I'm concerned about you going out and being out all night. And then he sort of turns it back around on her and then like gets all, she has legitimate concerns and then he gets all put out and storms off, or whatever.
Looking back on these episodes, it does kind of seem like Amanda might be dissociating a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine having this conversation with my spouse, which I'm obviously an animated person. My voice immediately gets loud no matter what. Having him say these things to you and she's just like, shrug. Okay. She goes back to Wes and Jesse. She's like, how are your Scamanders? She's like, fine. I just want his birthday to be good tomorrow. Yeah. That is not average behavior. A few things we learned about: KJ's dad was a player for the Pirates, and he left them very early. God's his dad.
Yeah. Yeah, girl. I feel you. I feel his mom on that one. I would love to claim that.
Yeah. Bailey's Buddhist. Ciara wants a Christian husband. This is where they ask Wes whether he wants to make out with Ciara, and he's like, he. This is also, too, where Kyle says his biggest fear is that he won't have a family before his parents grow. Sir, you are not going to have a family when you were out at Penn State going to a dorm room at 4:30. Like, that's not a thing.
You're out DJing at all hours of the morning. Like, that's probably not lending itself to being like a father, but that's fine. But like, if your goal is you want to be family man and, have kids and have this like kind of traditional life, why are you taking on, not only are you already an entrepreneur with a business that is struggling, but then you're going to take on another venture that, yes, maybe it is making you money, but it's making your hours crazy different from your spouse and everyone that you probably hang out with and know. Like,
what was the statistic that him and Amanda said that he was only home like, half the year or like one weekend a month? There was some crazy statistic that they said.
I don't know. I feel like you're using the word statistic loosely there. Well, I don't think it was a real stat. I think it was her exaggeration. And now, do we even believe all the things
I don't know. Kyle
said,
backs it up too, because Kyle talks about how much he's gone too. So he doesn't use like a real
but I mean,
number.
Are there a lot of DJing gigs on like a Monday?
Moving on to episode 4. He did Rivalry. Fun title.
Mia had blue cheese in her purse.
Oh my God. Can you imagine what her wallet smelled like?
Throw that purse away.
So more about like Jesse and Ciara. I don't love it. And so the phrase like the bed bugs is kind of is like left over from Paige era, and they're all trying to like this happened, and
that was their little like word for it when they're like bed rotting together and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I do agree that is one of my most favorite things, like on a girls trip or like, again, back to like when we had, I lived in New York and we had roommates and like we would pile up in the bed the next day together or on the couch together and like kind of dissect the night before, I do love that.
In the words of some of
I don't know about calling it bed bugs though. That sounds itchy.
In the words from our Vanderpump Rules coverage, this is because the youth. Because I don't want nobody touching me. I'm too hot. I'm too sweaty. Do not pile on my bed. Go sit over there. I don't want to talk to you on my bed. But I've noticed when Jesse joins him, he's real handsy with Ciara. There's a lot of like physical touch. There's a lot of flirtiness that's happening, and
because he is in love with her.
I know, but this is gross. What Jesse's doing is gross. And I don't care for it in any way, shape, or form.
Yes.
Back to the New York City single cocktail mixer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is this where KJ meets Dara?
I think so. Amanda brings Lindsay.
Yeah. God, I want Lindsay to take Ben to the woodshed and teach him a lesson about being young, hot, and Australian. Like, I need Lindsay to just show up, ma'am. You are not doing what I need Lindsay Hubbard to do. She is my favorite. I love her so much.
Let's see. At this singles mixer, we're getting a lot of gushing about Ben. Like, I think this is where Bailey, I was really like, all right, put it back in your pants. Like, calm down,
Bailey does not know how to be in the world, Emily.
She really doesn't. But yeah, I think this might be where Dara comes along. Ben, West had gone out with her.
No, West has gone out with her first.
But like once.
And then when she came around, she liked Ben, because in a future episode, she said she hung out in Ben's room.
But she liked KJ more, according to her.
KJ's getting sloppy thirds.
Well, allegedly.
Just a saying.
Yeah.
And at this mixer, West and Amanda talk about Ciara, and West this makes me so mad. Like, my neck's getting red. He talks about, I don't really want to hurt the progress of our boundaries. Like, I'm just happy with the way we're going. Now, remember, this is him and Amanda. But
so Amanda and West are watching themselves. And then a week later, they're like, you know what? We should say something.
I don't know if it's a week. I maybe mix up on my dates. It may be a month later, because I think they announced it on the 31st of March. So they're watching them. They're watching themselves. And
then decide
later to announce it. And of course,
now, do you think that that's because of what they saw in the episode, or do you think it's because of the online rumors that we're getting?
Two things can be true at the same time.
Because I felt like it was more of like there were pictures that were coming out that people were making the speculation, and so they were like, we need to go ahead and get ahead of this and announce something.
Both of these people have publicists.
Yeah.
Both of these people have lived in this world for many, many years. It's not an accident what's happening, okay? So do I think they were together in this?
You would think people who were like Bravo TV veterans would be more savvy than these idiots about stuff.
It's happening in real time in like late July 2025. So I don't know if they are fully together at this point.
Okay.
I think maybe there is an emotional ramp up to their relationship. So I don't know. This is also the episode where Jesse asks if he can make out with Ciara.
Yeah. Asks West.
What do you make of that?
If he can make out with Ciara.
Say more things about that.
I mean, Jesse, no. What the fuck is wrong with you? No. Like, this is like... Okay, I understand that you think there's some sort of bro code thing or whatever, but like, even if what you were doing was just trying to make sure you're not breaching bro code, you're going about it the wrong way. So, second of all, and really, first of all, what are you doing asking anyone other than Ciara whether you can kiss Ciara? Like, if you haven't even cleared it with her or even let her know, I think part of what Ciara was like upset about, and I'm with her on this, is that I think she thought that she and Jesse had like a flirtatious but platonic relationship, and then it gets back to her that he's asking, her ex if he can make out with her. And she's like, okay, so now I don't know if I can even trust you. Like, if I'm Sierra, I'm looking back over this going, oh shit, well, I need to be way more careful. Like, he doesn't need to come lay in my bed. Like, or I don't need to hug him when we're out or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, because he's taking these signals the wrong way.
She receives it as a betrayal of what she understands the relationship to be. And look, Emily,
I can see that.
This is a serious question. And I know it's going to sound mean, but like, is Jesse like touched? As my grandmother used to say, like, is he have some kind of something that is not allowing him to be fully present? Is he developmentally delayed in some way? Like, there's something about this man that is.
So he actually, like, just Jesse, like, as a stereotype, like as a character or a caricature.
Yeah.
I see him. I met 400 of him when I lived in New York. Like, he is like the dude who was probably awkward in high school and college. And so he gets like a finance job or whatever in New York right after college. He's making $1 bajillion a year. They just get this mentality. It's like very frat-tastic, but it kind of goes to their head because all of a sudden they've got the money to like go places and do things and take girls out. And then, like he gets to like write his new bio basically because he's moved here from Ohio or wherever the hell he's from,
So he's using Ciara to inform this bio in some way?
No, I was just going back to when you were asking, is he touched?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like that, like
I don't think that it's that, but I think he's just like, he doesn't know, how to, like, it's like I don't want to say he's taking advantage of his newfound status or whatever. He was not cool. He moved to New York, started making money, figured out how to get kind of buff. And now it's like, I think he's sort of like almost tricked people into like, thinking that he's this hot stud guy, but he's like Bailey. He doesn't know how to like flirt appropriately. Like he doesn't know how to.
He's currently trying to trick people into going to see his world tour because he is singing. He has released a single and is now tricking people into buying tickets to his show.
Yeah, maybe he is touched. Maybe
That's
you're right.
what I'm saying. So let's move over to like episode 5, Summer Nights with a K, just to keep us in the space-time continuum. March 3rd is when this aired, and it
would have in reality been recorded in like late July.
July 19th.
Mid to late July.
July 19th.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a Renaissance party. And
a Renaissance fair party.
Y'all, it is 1,000 degrees. Can we just sit in our bikinis?
These outfits look completely miserable to me, especially Sierra.
Oh my God, with the rat. There is nothing I love more than a beautiful woman who is not like playing to the sluttiness of it.
She is tongue in cheek on everything, and I love it. I love anyone who commits to a costume, to like the theme of a party, because I love to throw a good theme party.
We'll get to that in a minute with the old people part of the retirement
But
party.
like Sierra, this rat costume has to be
so hot.
4 million degrees.
What do you make of Amanda's costume with the goat and the dick nose?
Once she said it looked like she had a dick on her face, that is literally all I could see.
Couldn't unsee it.
Yeah.
This is also, too, where Lindsay, doing the Lord's work, tells Ciara about...
There's an opportunity for her to be the queen, and she's going to fucking take it.
Yeah.
She's like, this is my rightful station in life.
Like, you peasants don't know what you're doing. And, speaking of rightfully so, Sierra has feelings about Jesse, all the feelings that we just sorted out before. And I just feel like as the only or one of the only 2 Black women on this cast, she is being cast as like the sexual opposite. Everybody wants to like have her.
Sierra?
But yes.
Yeah.
They want to have her. And Mia is kind of exempt from it because she has this boyfriend, this invisible boyfriend. But everybody wants to like possess her and like have her because she's so beautiful. But like nobody really wants to get to know her. And we were just talking about like her sense of humor and her silliness. And it must be a little demoralizing. Maybe that's why she didn't agree to do the city. Because she was like, you know what? The public has had enough consumption of me. I need to kind of like reel it back in.
I think too, I mean, so she's a model/nurse.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her do any nursing.
I think the nursing is getting less and less.
I've seen her do like modeling stuff, which, I mean, yeah, if you can just, I mean, modeling is hard work too. And if you can just do that, then absolutely do that because, definitely makes better money than nursing does, and probably a better schedule too. But I kind of do wonder about that, like everyone wanting a piece of her, like, is that, I mean, it's partly, I think, that's how models feel in general a lot, because they are perceived, I mean, they're objectified, as part of their profession. I mean, that's what it kind of does. And so I think there's this, like, people blur the line between, this is a real person versus, okay, that's what she does for a job is takes pictures and,
the
sits there and looks pretty.
exchange, though, between her and Jesse was super strange because, like, she kind of like bore down on the idea of, oh, it's a joke. And I couldn't really parse out what Jesse was saying was the joke of it. Like, I thought he was hiding behind, oh, ha, 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 I'm just kidding.
That's what I thought too. Like, I think it was like embarrassment and like he was like when he saw how she reacted, I think he was like, I just meant it as a, I mean, it's just a joke. It was just a joke.
She took it something different though.
Yeah, she did. And I wondered, I forgot to, I'm glad you brought that up because I had kind of forgotten about that. But I remember thinking in the moment, like, what did we not see here? Don't you feel like something
maybe
got edited out that may have helped provide a little context or something there?
What? Like, play pretend right now. Like, what do you think could have happened? We think it would happen between her and Jesse or her and Wes or like Jesse and Wes. What are you kind of like presupposing
I just feel like maybe there's more to this conversation between Jesse and Sierra. Like when it it comes up and she's like, so I heard you were asking like if you could kiss me. And he was like, yeah, but kind of, I just meant it as a joke kind of thing. I don't know. Something about that conversation didn't flow to me. Like I felt like there was something missing.
Especially when she ends up talking about how I want to be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I think the editing may have kind of worked against us in that way.
And it may have been nothing. I mean, maybe Bravo just cut out some weird silence or a little one-word offhanded comment that really didn't mean anything, but it just felt choppy to me for some reason.
And, this whole thing, this is also, too, where the Dara-Ben situation, it makes it seem like they're kind of trying to be a thing.
Yeah, so KJ and Dara meet up during the week.
Yeah.
Like, they have, like, a little, like, happy hour kind of thing or whatever.
And that's when they sort of decide that they like
each other. Yeah.
But the existence of Dara's exchange with Ben is still kind of hanging over, which Queen Lindsay will make short work of that in a couple of episodes.
Yeah.
And
then we see Carl is opening Soft Bar.
And it's not quite there. We will see the opening of Soft Bar in future episodes, so stay tuned for that.
And this is a definite biggie because we're going to hear about it like 15 more times this season. But in 2019, Carl invested $15,000 in Loverboy.
Yeah.
And audience, in case you haven't been watching, Kyle, Loverboy, not doing so hot these days, and Kyle has not invested any money.
Kyle saw it this way. Like, when you have the capital, you have the capital. When you don't, you don't. And so I was listening, it may have been Prozac Barbie, I don't remember, but they were talking about how Carl and Kyle's dynamic all along, because Carl used to work for Kyle in Loverboy. And I think that they sorted out this dynamic where, like, Kyle was the boss and Carl was the subordinate.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever feelings Carl is having about this as he's succeeding kind of maybe beyond Kyle or TBD about that, he can't be really assertive with Kyle. He can't tell Kyle, hey, it really makes me upset that you didn't do A, B, and C. And so he's talking to everyone else about his feelings instead of Kyle, because I think in Carl's mind, he's still either Kyle's employee or he's his sidekick. There's something happening in which Carl has been conditioned to believe that he is not Kyle's equal in that way. And I think that's what's playing into it, because Carl's moving on to something really, hopefully, successful, and Kyle's kind of floundering, and they're not on even ground anymore, and Carl's having a hard time figuring out how to navigate that new dynamic.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if I was Kyle, though, like, I would come up with something, like, I mean, if you've explained it to him, and I do think Carl, I think Carl is one of the people that he was talking to, like on episode 1, maybe, where we hear that like he had to invest $500,000 of his own money, for Loverboy payroll or whatever. So like, all right, so if you've explained that to Carl and say, look, I can't tell you how much it meant that you invested in me when I was starting up. I don't have the capital to invest in you, but like, okay, so like I was kind of thinking the other day, like over looking at the Instagram, he's been selling that Carl's a Mess merch. And then they made that like a charitable donation thing. Okay, but why didn't you think of doing something like that as a GoFundMe type way? Like, hey guys, for the next 2 weeks, my buddy Carl is opening up this new place. And for the next 2 weeks, every purchase that, we make of Loverboy, a penny of it's going to go towards him or whatever, something like, I
don't know.
It feels like you could have done something.
So here we are, episode 6. In real time, it is July 25th, but it didn't air until August 1st.
This is Amanda's birthday party episode. Yeah. Okay.
This is where I think we start to see some things starting to be a little bit more evident between her and West. And only because we went back and rewatched it through the lens of what we already know.
Right.
So it's Amanda's birthday, and, initially her and West hug real tight. Like there's a tight hug.
Yeah.
A very familiar hug that presupposes an intimacy. I don't know about sex or whatever, but there's a closeness there for sure. And more about the investors in software. We already said that. This is the damn dinner where Amanda gets the Cartier watch.
Yeah.
And she likes it. Okay. She likes it.
And let's pause for that. I really like it. Bitch, that is a Cartier watch that she specifically picked out, too. We hear in this episode.
You could have invested that shit in softball, Amanda.
Exactly. Which, hello, I mean, that's like a $10,000 watch,
Yes.
So, like, and also this drives me crazy. What are you doing making your husband feel like he needs to buy you a $10,000 watch when he's put $500,000 of y'all's money into his business? And then, husband, what are you doing where you are letting this woman make you feel like if you don't go put a $10,000 watch on your credit card that you have failed as a husband?
It seems like
this to me seems like a bear down kind of a year as a couple where I would be like, babe, things are tough.
But doesn't it seem like Amanda's not clocked into
Give
it?
me some flowers. I mean, she's obviously not.
Right. It does not seem like she's.
And then she is, look, anyone who wants to gift me with that Cartier watch, I will tell you how much I love it. Okay, this is not I like it. Like,
well, I think her expectations were really low because we get the package where Kyle's notoriously a bad gift giver. And so at this goddamn dinner, where they have to go around and say something nice.
Oh,
Bailey.
God. And also, don't ever, ever, ever do this to me at a birthday dinner and put everyone on the spot where you go, okay, now everyone say something nice. Something now.
Well, Bailey was the only one that failed the test because
she failed so hard.
The context of this is, though, she is working on the information that she's been given. They were in a wedding last year. Yes. Amanda and Ben skinny dipped in a pool together.
Amongst other people, too, I believe.
Yes, for sure. But also, Amanda has been making that joke. Kyle has been making that joke.
Yes.
She delivered it in a way that was awkward and stupid because she is who she is as a person.
It's so awkward.
But she did not pull this information out of her ear. Like, she was.
I agree. And I feel like everybody was really way too harsh on her.
Yeah, I feel like Ben was not great about it.
Ben, for sure, way too harsh. And as somebody who makes awkward statements sometimes, like, when I'm like, especially if I've had a few glasses of wine and, the next day I'll be like, oh my God, way to make it weird, Like, I feel for her. I still am not like a huge Bailey fan, but like, I really felt for her in this episode.
Yeah, they piled on.
She felt like she was making a joke that was already kind of like a running joke. But
yes.
But I think maybe don't you think, like, because she's one of the new castmates this year, she doesn't really have the full context of all of the sub relationships and the
sure.
Like, yeah, she's probably watched the show, but if you're not living it, you're not understanding all those subtleties of the
Yeah.
The
And
dynamics everybody has.
And she's not quite submerged in the flow of everything. These folks have been knowing each other for a very long time. Yeah. And I'm Team Bailey on this. Like, Ben coming to her room, like, fussing at her like she was like a child. I didn't like it at all.
No.
This is something important. They're all about to go out. This is very important. Sierra says, when West sits on you,
oh, yeah, it means
he has a crush.
Yes.
Okay. So that's where we get this.
Yes.
That is going to become important later.
Yes.
And Jesse's still like, yeah, I'm definitely not jealous.
And also, let's go back to really, what are these women seeing in West? When he sits on you, it means he has a crush on you?
Girl, I don't know. I'm with you. That is not what I want. When he buys you a Cartier watch, that's when he has a crush on you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Like, no.
All right.
So there's another moment here where there's this sweet exchange between Sierra and Amanda. And I know that in this moment, we were like, oh my God, look at these two beautiful women being friends. Isn't it like, yay, female friendships. Love that. But looking at it from where we're at right now, that's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me want to murder Amanda.
It makes me really, really furious.
And then they come back from like going out, and like Ciara and West are just they had fun going out. There's all this flirty stuff. They come back. There's like a whole like macaroni and cheese situation, and he's like, I don't know how to talk to you. It is apparent, or he's making it apparent that he has feelings for her.
Yes,
and that's rude because think about this, y'all. Him and Amanda are probably already starting something up, whether it's just texting or, sly glances, whatever. It's already started at this point. And this man is standing in the kitchen looking at this beautiful Black woman doing this. And he's got this fucking horse girl.
You know what?
I can't.
I think, though, that may have been kind of like it's almost like his like defense against like the like anybody suspecting him and Amanda texting. Like I almost feel like out of his guilt, he's like overcompensating.
That makes it worse.
Like the flirting with Sierra. Like maybe they hadn't crossed a line yet, he and Amanda, but maybe somewhere subconsciously he was going, like some alarm was going off like, well, this is kind of weird. And so he's like, oh, Sierra's here. Let me flirt with her and get, like act like I want to get back with her. It's going to be like my smoke screen kind of.
To quote Queen Lindsay, so you're using your crush to shield you from your fucking side piece?
Right.
That is diabolical. And all of you, straight to jail. Go to hell. All of you.
And I'm not saying that's what he's doing. I'm just
I think
that maybe that's a possibility.
They're at the vineyard. And I am here for the Kyle Ciara like friendship. Like they're so cute. You know who I'm not worried about fucking behind each other's back? Sierra and Kyle. I am not worried about them because they are friends and they're good people.
Right.
Essentially. And
wait, Kyle or Carl?
Kyle. Because remember, like he's doing that weird like stance,
right?
And Amanda's
because he went and took pictures for her, like she was doing her model pics and stuff.
And Amanda never misses a chance,
like, bust his shorts or something.
Right?
Yeah.
She never misses a chance to like mock him or throw a jab at him, and all he's doing is just trying to make sure his beautiful friend is getting good pictures.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Amanda. We're getting closer and closer to the idea that we're not on her side anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. So all of this is Ben's complaining about fucking Bailey. I'm caught off guard. Why are you caught off guard? You want to fuck Amanda. Y'all been flirting. Whatever. Okay. Amanda has.
Now there might be some rumors online that say that they did.
I have seen those rumors.
Italy, so
I have seen those rumors, and that's
allegedly.
And that's why I'm Team Bailey on this whole situation. KJ and Dara, now they've come back from the city. They're hot and heavy. That bears mentioning. Because the next time we see them in like episodes 7 and 8, they are like fully on hot and heavy. They're great, right? They're in it.
So they play spin the bottle because they're 12. Because this is what 40-year-olds do.
Okay, so we're in episode 7 now, right? Like that's.
Oh, okay. I thought we'd move.
No. Yes, we are. We absolutely are in episode 7. Makeups and makeouts. Okay, now so this is for real. A week before these people publish their joint statement, Amanda.
This episode comes out.
Yes.
Okay.
So this episode comes out on the 17th of March. West and Amanda release a joint statement saying, yes, we love each other, blah, 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 on the 31st.
Okay.
This is quite literally like maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
In this episode, this man has Wes has his hands all over Ciara. He is just pawing her and loving her and this and that and this and that. Meanwhile, him and Amanda are sitting on his damn futon in love, watching. I cannot.
Well, yeah. How do you think that went down? Like, if you're Amanda watching that,
play it out.
I mean, I don't know. I can't imagine either of them. I mean, I don't know. The whole thing is just very.
I mean,
it's just so cringe.
Why is Wes?
They're just every single action. Y'all had to be sitting there just shaking your heads like we're the worst people. Like,
well, a lot of, online sleuths have dissected this episode, and they were looking at Amanda's face and, oh, she was mad. She didn't love it. And like how she was like calling out loud. Also, a thing that I've noticed about Amanda is she will mock another woman straight up in the guise of a joke. Bailey, she mocks Bailey about flirting. She tries to mock Lindsay about her like zebra stuff. She will come for another woman because she's guy's girl. She's a guy's girl, and she is the worst person that you've ever met when you're in a group. When you were in a group of friends, and like she's the friend of theirs, she was like, "Oh my god,
why are you wearing so much makeup?" Sunday felt about Amanda. She's the worst person ever.
She's the worst person you've ever met at a party. Like, don't get trapped. So the spin the bottle, and then Kyle too, never misses opportunity to like, woe is me. I mean, I hadn't had a good kiss with Amanda in months and months.
Oh, no.
Okay, well, all right. You live in that house too. It's not all you, sir.
You're a victim. Bailey finally gets to kiss Ben. Oh my god,
it was a little okay.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
speaking of online sleuths, some people are saying every time they talk about shower, they are talking about going to do cocaine.
Yes, I have read that too. I think you and I are looking at the same posts.
Yes, our algorithm must be the very same.
I know it is. That is an interesting theory because the guys do talk to each other about showering a lot. So I was like, oh, that actually would make, and also a lot more of this, the decision making that happens on this show. If you picture that half of them are probably like coked up, it seems to make more sense. Like, those seem like
Kyle.
Those seem like some decisions of people that are not in their right mind.
Yeah, in a few minutes when we talk about Kyle's meltdown outside when Amanda was giving fuck you eyes.
Right.
That for real tracks. But
that's either steroids or coke rage. I mean, it's one of the two.
And so we get a little bit of a moment in the city. They are trying to make Bailey and Carl happen. Give me your prediction. Give me your prediction. Is Bailey and Carl going to happen?
I could actually see it because my note about it is they are both super awkward flirters.
Yes, I love them. There is probably an age gap of about 12 or 15 years.
There is a bit of an age gap, but, I think Carl was a late bloomer emotionally, so they're actually probably closer in age, in emotional development, particularly with his like sober journey. And I mean, she parties, but I don't get the feeling from her that like, that him being like sober or not like a big like drinker, like I don't get the feeling that that's like a deal breaker for a person.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. And because she seems like she's kind of like, processing through her own wants and needs, especially coming out of a toxic relationship.
Yeah, but they're so awkward and God.
I do want to talk a little bit about this exchange in Kyle and Amanda's house where she says, I didn't marry a DJ.
Yeah.
I mean, I am of two minds about this. I want to because you know what? She wants the husband she was promised. Okay?
I get
but
that.
Also, as a person, you grow and you change and you like find new avenues and stuff. I don't know who to root for in this sense because Kyle, you don't have to sleep at a fan's house.
Yeah.
But Amanda, you also have to like let him live.
Yeah, and I mean, okay, like if this is his dream, then
rolls eyes forever.
Rolls eyes forever, agreed. But like, okay, whatever, But like, if this is just like what he could come up with to pay the bills for right now, then I don't know. I still find it cringe. But
she makes
like
a good point.
Like either way, I feel like okay, if this is what your husband is doing, then get on board or,
She makes a good point, though. She says, where do I fit in? And I think that is a fair assessment. So if we believe Kyle, she's not fitting anywhere except her bed with her dogs, and she's getting high every night.
Right.
And I don't know how to feel about this scene, because I can see both of them. And like, Jeff and I have talked a lot about this, about being a perfect victim or a perfect villain. Neither one of them are that. Like,
No.
Amanda is not a perfect victim. She's not a perfect villain. And neither is Kyle, because they are both trash humans.
Agreed.
Coming in and out, like, what? I don't know.
No, exactly. They both, as is the case in true reality, not just reality TV, like, any relationship, both people are playing a part in whatever goes wrong and in whatever goes right, So, I mean, we both have stuff here, but it just feels like, I don't know, like that it seems to me the way that he said, or the way that she gets like really put out about like you said, like, well, where do I fit in into your life? I kind of get the feeling that like she had this sort of friend group, social life kind of thing going on, and Kyle was really busy on the business, and then Loverboy like is not taking up quite as much time, and she had already kind of like filled her time with her interests and friends and stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
So then he's like, well, let me start this DJing thing. And so like it's like he kind of took a page out of her book of like, well, you're filling all of your time up, so let me go find something to fill my time up with. And now she's throwing it in his face that he's doing.
Do you have the
what
context? Did you watch farther back enough where Amanda partnered with the swimsuit line, where she was going to try to like make a swimsuit line? Do you have that context?
Okay, I knew that was happening. I don't know if I watched that season or if I just know that from social media.
Amanda is notorious for not executing.
Yes.
Right? And so I think what's happening is Kyle is a go, 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 go.
Yeah.
Like, I think he might be maybe like a Cancer cusp Leo, right? And Amanda is not. And I think the pace of their lives are very different.
Yes.
And so they are trying to reconcile how quickly and fast, whatever Kyle's moving towards, he's moving towards it at breakneck. Whatever Amanda is doing, she's sitting in it and taking her own time in it. And I think that above all else is really getting in the way of that. Also, too, and I'm going to say here, I don't think Amanda likes him very much.
Oh, I wrote that note too. Like, she says she wants him around, but she doesn't.
She doesn't.
She does not.
I think Kyle loves her.
I think so too.
And I think that she wants to throw open her mouth every time he walks into her eye line.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it is.
But, this to me, like, I saw a clip, I think online, where maybe season 6 or something like that. It's before they got married, where Paige was like talking to Amanda, like, you don't have to go through with it.
He cheated on her a lot.
Yeah. So, but have we ever dealt with like all of these resentment issues from prior to the wedding?
Ma'am, put a pin in that, because I've watched ahead of what you have. Okay, and her and Ciara have a conversation later in which she talks about a therapy session that they have. And that is, and not to spoil it for everybody, but that is very much, she says, me and Kyle are living in 2 different timelines. I'm living in the shit that happened before we got together.
Okay.
And Kyle is living in a timeline of all the shit that we've done to each other after.
So they say that a couple of different times, because that was on one of the earlier episodes where she even says that to him, of like, I think, where either she says it or he says it, where it's like, she's like, I'm, dealing with these problems from before we got married. He's dealing with problems.
You shouldn't have married this man.
Right.
So also, what dinner are we at when Kyle looks like Freddy from Scooby-Doo?
Oh my God. I said, we're out to dinner. Kyle, why are you wearing a flight attendant scarf?
Me and Emily be on the same tip sometimes. Like, at this dinner, so like, there's just so much resentment between everybody, or between Kyle and Amanda, and then that builds like this cloud of awkwardness for everybody else. Nobody else knows how to like, interact with them. Although I will say, is this where Wes says the door is open for Ciara? Sir, you don't get to decide whether the door is open or shut. You
Apparently he does,
fucking
Sundi.
sweaty lump of mayonnaise.
Apparently, West brings all the girls to his yard somehow. I have no idea.
No, to
with
his
what.
yard in like Kansas City. No, go back to the Ozarks, sir. That's
I
where you belong.
I honestly, I just don't see what they are seeing in him.
I
But
mean,
that dinner,
you're not alone.
here is what really grosses me out about that dinner. Is it ends with Amanda telling Sierra how much she loves her. I'm so here for you. And she's over there. Like, she moved seats. She had moved from her chair where she was like 2 or 3 down from Sierra. She moved to the empty chair next to Sierra so that she could be like hugging her. And I just love you so much. Oh my God, I'm here for you. And I love you. And I love you. And I love you. Bitch.
You're a fucking sociopath. The reason that she would be there, and I don't want to like leave this episode, I know we're sort of like running against our time right now, but I don't want to leave this episode without making mention of the conversation that Sierra makes about the interracialness of it all.
Yeah.
She is getting blowback that Amanda will never will,
Right.
that West never will, that. And then KJ chimes in and is like, as the first Black man, I'm having to deal with things. This is an important conversation.
This was.
And I really hate that this
it's getting lost in the scandal in the
could
Scamanda.
have been, but it's just a bummer that that's getting buried.
Yeah.
In that, because this could have been an interesting moment, kind of like what's happening on Southern Hospitality as we're having a lot of conversations about microaggressions.
Yeah.
This could have been a thing, but fucking Amanda with her pick-me horse girl shit had to steal it from her again.
Yep.
But let's move to season,
All right.
episode 8.
Episode 8. Amanda and Kyle blow.
This one is a big one. So
yeah,
Sleeping on It is what it's called. It's in real time. It's July 31st, but this is for real a week before they announce their statement. So Amanda and West, or Amanda and Kyle, are sitting in their living room,
right,
watching this episode, and then decide, plus whatever's been leaked by all of the blogs and the press, what's happening. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is, oh God. So they come back to the house, and everybody's having fun. Not Kyle. He's in there DJing alone.
Look, here's my comment. Kyle, your whole personality is DJ. Please do something else.
I like it, Kyle. I know that I am a male apologist. I'm so sorry. I'll die on the hill. I'm so sorry.
But just read the room, man. Like, okay, you got back, you started DJing, and one by one, people trickled away.
And that hurt his feelings.
And then he goes and finds a portable speaker to take outside.
That hurt his feelings too.
And people were like, man, we came out here to escape that nonsense.
Yeah. And then Amanda's having really fun, because the minute she gets out of like Kyle's immediate radius, she starts having fun. So that hurt his feelings. And so he's already has his ass on his shoulders. And so he picks a fight. Yeah. He walks by, and listen, you and I have had a version of this conversation. It may have not escalated, but you and I have had a version of this conversation with our partners. Way to support me. Some passive aggressive, under the breath shit, right? Like, or some kind of like movement. And so she, pipes up, hey, what's happening? And Kyle's like, unfucking believable. And this is where he says, fuck you, Amanda.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's
Kyle
does
not
far.
Yeah. Kyle does not react appropriately in any of these
disproportionate.
Scene, okay.
It may have been the shower that he had earlier.
But also I did make a note at the time too. It feels like Amanda is setting him up for failure.
Yes.
Like, she is setting him up to. This is where I really, really, really start going, no, I cannot be Team Amanda at all, because I feel like she's being deceitful here. Like, I feel like
say more.
I feel like she's almost gleeful in the like, yeah, he just called me a fucking bitch.
Yes.
Like,
and getting everybody else on her side.
Yeah, I think that she's like specifically, purposefully pushing his buttons to get him to the reaction that she know he's going to have, and so that other people can just witness that, and she can be like, did everybody, oh my God, oh my, did everybody hear that?
She can run crying to the bathroom, and her fucking boyfriend, West, can come in there and console her.
Right.
I think
with socks in his pocket. Did you notice that?
I do.
Yeah.
And
to cover up the mic. That's apparently a Bravo,
and
a well-known secret that they're not supposed to do is that they take balled up socks and when they're mic'd up so that they can say things that won't.
And the noises that were crying, sobbing, / kissing.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So this is where I believe that they may have tipped over into romantic situations.
Physicality.
Yes. I believe that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Now, West is still maintaining a friendship with Kyle, and Kyle is out of bounds. I'm not going to apologize for him. I'm not going to do it. But he is so fucking blotto because the next day West tries to be like, hey man, do you remember what happened? And he was like, trying to piece it together.
But do you also question a little bit too of, West is the one who was telling him that he was that trashed? I mean, I think he was trashed too.
I mean, he definitely was.
But also, is West maybe Amanda's little minion here?
Yes.
And setting, Kyle up in a way too. And Kyle doesn't know.
Yeah.
Because he's such a dipshit that he doesn't realize what's happening right underneath his nose.
West and Amanda are colluding to antagonize
I think they're very
man.
Devious.
I do
both
too.
of them.
I do too. And I am starting to see more and more of that from Amanda. And I can't. Every time that I watch another episode knowing what I know, I find her to be more and more snake-like. And so even when West and Amanda are in there, Kyle comes into the bathroom. Comes into the bedroom.
Yeah.
Right? And then Amanda says this bullshit, this is the best I'm ever going to do. That's performative. She said it for the camera. She said it for the mic. I don't believe that shit.
Yeah.
But then Kyle loses us again, and he tells her she's a dumbass bitch.
Yeah.
You lost me again, Kyle.
Right.
You can't
you can't. She is. We all agree with you, Kyle, but you can't call your wife a fucking dumbass bitch. Okay, that's just not.
And you mentioned the lingering handhold. That was after she comes out of the bathroom. Her and Wes pass each other in the hall. There is a
hand grasp that turns into almost a back rub kind of thing.
Right.
It was a very intimate moment.
And without the lens of what we know now, it would have been nothing.
Yeah.
Right. But we're all scrutinizing every fucking frame they're in. And, and I feel for Kyle in that he feels like Amanda is getting farther and farther and farther from him. And I can see that he still is in love with her, doesn't know what to do. She is absolutely not, and trying to put more distance. And the more distance she tries to give, the harder he's chasing her, but in a dumb way. You dumb bitch, come back. I love you. Why don't you love me, you dumb fucking bitch?
It's like she is running at full speed, and he's got one thread that he's holding on to. I'm just going to pull it harder and harder, hold on. It's so cringe. It's so sad.
I need you to put your psychologist hat on really quick, though.
Okay.
The next day when Amanda wakes up and acts like everything is freaking normal.
Because it's Kyle's birthday. Yeah. It's still, that's pretty deranged.
Tell me what is happening, you think, in her consciousness? I go back to, I really do think that she may have some narcissistic personality disorder traits, because she's just got this tunnel vision, and it's well, I'm throwing this party today. So, no matter what happened last night, I just have to make this, look good because I'm throwing this party. It almost doesn't even feel like it's about Kyle. It feels like it's more about her. Yeah. As a way to what? To make herself feel better or feel bulletproof or as a martyr? What's happening here?
I would say as a way to maybe assuage some of her guilt if she and West already have a thing going.
That's interesting.
So
she baits him, he goes insane, and then she's like, okay, I got what I wanted, let me kind of dial it back.
Yeah, and then also but look what a good sacrificing wife I am that I'm out here throwing this party.
There it is.
Because she knows that she's doing something already that's she shouldn't be.
I think you're onto
maybe
something
there's
there.
a bit of and she may not even be consciously doing that. Okay, that could be a subconscious situation.
I think you're on something with, look at me, how good of a wife. Look how good, look how put upon I am. Look how what a martyr I am.
Right, he calls me a bitch last night, but look, I wake up and I decorate for his party and I do all the things or whatever. And she's feeling like a lot of her anger towards Kyle and the fact that she's like just so pushing him away and whatever, like that's coming, I think, partly at least from the emotional connection she already had with another man, then possibly the physical. So she's got some guilt. She knows that what she's doing is not quite right. And so it's easier than to blame yourself. It's easier to get angry at
That's
someone
so
else.
smart. So
I'll be here all week.
yeah, I only get paid to do it Sunday. But let's put a pin in that, because
Yeah.
I think that we're going to be able to come back to that. Wes is super perturbed that Kyle did that. He calls him a fucking idiot. And we learn more. They sprinkle in this business about Kyle's financial situation. He's guaranteed a $1 million loan, which I think you and I undersold it a little bit. But there's no excuse.
No, $4 million loan.
A $4 million loan.
Yeah, and he owes $2.1 million of it still.
And Kyle's like moping around, like really sad face. Meanwhile, Amanda's out here kicking it with the boys, as every good cool girl will. She's not like other girls. She can drink beer and eat hamburgers. And all my best friends are boys. Fuck you.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And then Sierra is out here being like the super sweet friend with Amanda and like trying to be supportive and like, well, maybe you and Kyle should separate. But like, you know, I mean, and all the boys, they're all talking about Kyle and like the way, you know, the night before had went down and everything. And
they are so shocked, though, that Sierra would dare suggest that they split up. And I'm like, that feels like
shocking.
The only thing that is the right answer. These people hate each other. And I was thinking about it when we were talking about...
y'all are living in a house together, granted, only on the weekends, but still, that's enough. I mean, like, you're living in, like, repetitively several weeks of seeing this relationship where they just actively hate each other. So
I think that Kyle must stay gone a lot, and that's why they're not having to confront these things in real time. And that's why in summer they're forced to be in proximity together. They're forced to be at, and so like they're out of practice being together. And
yeah, I think that's a very good
point. At the very end of this episode, West is just incensed, right? Because his damsel in distress has been egreged, and nothing can make up for what she went through. And West says this: the Cartier watch is because he's making up for being shitty, like the Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, I missed that comment.
Yeah. And he will never address what's really going on. So he's trying to like put a Band-Aid on it by giving her an expensive watch. That 1 week before these people release a joint statement.
I mean, that sounds to me like West has already been brainwashed by this woman that he's hooking up with, who's told him, my husband's so mean to me. He's so bad to me. He's, you know, blah, 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 blah. I mean, that sounds like he's already drank the Kool-Aid on.
And this is only like the first half of the season. We are absolutely going to be back next week with the back half of what we've seen up until episode 9 until real time. It is going to continue to unfold, because these episodes that we haven't talked about yet are after the scandal has broken.
Right.
And so the Bravo editors have absolutely gone back and retooled it in a way. And I'm always interested to see who they hate and who they really love. Mm-hmm. So y'all come back here. You can go to our socials to see what our schedule is, because Ladies of London is over now. But go back and listen to our fun interview with our actual English person to kind of like sort out. We solved all their problems.
Absolutely. Or she solved ours, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. We know that we can get. Top Chef is obviously around. And then Vintage VPR is Tuesdays and Fridays. We are making some decisions about what happens when. So just make sure that you're following us at Take a Pinot Pod at Instagram, at TikTok, and YouTube.